Hey guys, I'm Jam of JamOnline.ph and welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna unbox and take a closer look at the newest smartphone of Realme, the Realme C25. So this is an affordable smartphone from Realme. I actually love the Realme C25 as we got a Helio G70 processor, a 48 megapixel triple lens camera, a large 6,000 milliamp hours of battery, and of course some 18 watts charging. So, well, I won't take you long dito sa ating introduction. So time to unbox and take a closer look dito sa Realme C25. So this is the Realme C25. So as you can see at the back of the smartphone, we got here the main specifications: the triple lens camera, the 6,000 mAh of battery, the Helio G70 processor, and the 18 watts quick charge. So time to open this one. So there we go. Similar to other Realme smartphones, we have the similar box over here. And of course, we got here the quick guide. And then of course, we got here some papers like in this one, the important information guide. And lastly, we got here the free jelly case that comes with the smartphone. So of course, we got here the smartphone, and this one comes in blue. And wow, I do like the design that we're getting in here, but we're gonna talk about that later. Of course, we got here the USB-C to USB-A port and also the 18 watts charger. So you have seen everything on the Realme C25. Now time to check out this device. So you're looking at the Realme C25. Again, it's a budget smartphone. We got here the 6.5-inch HD Plus display. We got here the notch at the top that houses the 8 megapixel front-facing camera. And of course, the variant that we got comes with 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. As for the processor, we got here Helio G70 processor. So yeah, this is quite fun to use. I mean, I have yet to test it. But I heard some good feedback regarding the G70. Of course, we got here the Realme UI 2.0. It's based on Android 11. So as you can see in here, it's very similar to other Realme UI, but we're gonna talk about that later. But as you can see right now, we're pretty happy with what we're getting on the Realme C25. I mean, it's Helio G70, 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, and of course 6,000 milliamp hours of battery. So that is a really big battery, especially for a budget smartphone, which means that this is also a smartphone that is probably perfect, not perfect, but quite great when it comes to gaming, as you can play games for hours on this one and you still have a lot of juice left. Okay, you've seen the software, you've seen the display of the smartphone. So below the smartphone, you can see in here there's the USB-C port along with the headphone jack and the speaker grill. On the left, we got here the card tray. On the other side, we got here the power button and also the volume rocker. And at the back of the smartphone, you can see in here that we got here a plastic back. We got here triple lens camera and also a fingerprint scanner and this textured back. I actually like the textured back of the smartphone. Yes, it's plastic. Yes, the smartphone does come with a little bit of thickness for me. I mean, considering that we got a 6,000 milliamp hours of battery, so that's expected already. But what I love about in here is that look at that reflection. I love the reflection and the large Realme logo over here. It's subtle, but I like what they did on the back of the smartphone. Again, the design of this one is similar to other Realme C series smartphones. We got here the rectangular or the square camera module that houses the triple lens camera and also the LED flash. Unfortunately, I didn't like this one. I wish this one has a side fingerprint scanner instead of a back fingerprint scanner, because side fingerprint scanner means that it's cleaner. It looks better for me personally. As for the display, it's a 6.5-inch display. So yes, it's quite big already for me. I mean, most games wouldn't have a problem running on a 6.5-inch display. For games, Mobile Legends, you know, everything would probably be well on the display of the smartphone. However, it's still an HD Plus display, so it's not as crisp. It's not as good as Full HD display. And the colors, well, it's not perfect. It's not great, although it's not bad too. So I believe it's just an average when it comes to the display of the smartphone. You can see the angles of this one. So yeah, I'm actually just fine with the display of the smartphone, but I wish it had a bigger resolution. But considering that this one is an affordable smartphone, well, they need to cut some hardware in order to reach the price of the smartphone. As for the software, as you can see in here, it's still Realme UI 2.0. We got Google Assistant. It's clean. It's, well, there's a lot of applications pre-installed on this smartphone. I'm not sure what 92 is. So this application does look like Instagram, but I believe you can uninstall this one. Yeah, you can uninstall that one. So we also got here some pre-installed applications like Agoda, hey fun. So there's a lot of pre-installed applications on this one. So unlike other or our previous Realme smartphones, they have way less applications pre-installed on the smartphone. But don't worry, I mean, we still got here 128 gigs of internal storage, so this one would still be just fine. As for the camera, you can see in here we got here the triple lens camera on the smartphone. One of it is a 48 megapixel main camera, the other is a 2 megapixel black and white sensor, and the other one is a 2 megapixel macro sensor. Unfortunately, there's no ultra wide lens, which is a disappointing for me. I mean, I wouldn't use the black and white and macro that much. Yes, I know they are essential, specifically the black and white sensor for portrait modes or for better colors, but having a macro sensor for me is just a waste for me, whether that's an affordable smartphone, a budget smartphone, mid-range, or whatever smartphone that you have. I believe it would better have an ultra-wide sensor, ultra-wide camera lens instead of a 2 megapixel macro lens. As for the selfie, we got here the 8 megapixel selfie camera. So as you can see in here, we're running the camera application of the smartphone. Of course, this one comes with the settings, watermarks, everything that you need on the smartphone. There we go. And of course, we got here the video recording at up to 1080p, 60 frames per second. There's no 4K in this one. I mean, still understandable. It's a budget smartphone, so I'm perfectly fine with it. All right, so as you can see in here, we got here the different modes. We got the night mode, the video mode, photo mode, portrait mode, and 48 megapixel mode, and of course there are other modes including slow mode, time lapse, expert mode, panorama, and ultra macro mode rather on the smartphone. So you might be curious, so you want to check out the sample shots? Well, I'm gonna show you some of the sample shots that I took using the Realme C25. Well, despite the loss of the ultra-wide camera lens on this one, I'm still happy that the smartphone got those shots. I mean, it's way better than I expected. It's not the sharpest that I've seen, even on its price range. However, the Realme C25 does feature a quite fine camera for me, especially, again, for its price. The colors are good. It's sharp on well-lit conditions. I actually like the shots that we got earlier. Again, it's not the sharpest, it's not the best, but it's way better than expected. I'm gonna rate it at probably above average or around great. Or it's not excellent, but it's great. So I'm pretty happy with the camera on both the selfie and the rear camera of the Realme C25. So there you go, you've seen the Realme C25. Again, I do like the design of this one. I am a fan of the design of the Realme C-series devices. As you can see in here, nice reflection, the Realme logo, the square camera module at the back. We also got here 6,000 milliamp hours of battery and 6.5-inch display. However, it's not a full HD display. Yes, we got a large battery. Yes, we got a Helio G70 processor, which is expected ko na magaling on paper. But the smartphone doesn't have an ultra-wide camera. That's probably the only thing that I didn't like about the smartphone for its price range. Wala siyang ultra-wide camera. I would prefer na meron akong dual lens camera, a 48 megapixel and also an ultra wide camera rather than may BMW sensor ako and also a macro camera. As for the SRP of the smartphone, this one will cost you 7,490 pesos. For its specifications and the things that you're getting in here, actually, I'm pretty happy with the Realme C25. It's a smartphone for the Filipino masses. You would appreciate the specs, you would appreciate the big battery of this one, especially talaga the big battery. Kasi when you have a big battery, tatagal yung smartphone nyo, whether you're playing ML, mag-brownout, walang problema. Still got a battery on this one. So yeah guys, that's it dito sa unboxing and first impressions natin ng Realme C25. So if you like this video, don't forget to give us thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And be sure to click that subscribe button along with that bell button to get notified of our latest videos here my YouTube channel. So once again, I am Jam of JamOnline.ph. Thank you for watching and see you guys again sa susunod na video. And syempre, mag-ingat kayo ngayong quarantine. Put your mask, mag-hand wash kayo, huwag niyo kalimutan ng mga alcohol nyo, and mag-ingat kayong lahat.